If you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, look forward to the month of March, because that is when the 20th anniversary celebrations officially kick off. And oh, it will be massive. Whatever you are expecting from Disney and Square Enix, expect more. They will not let this birthday pass by unnoticed. Games, movies, merchandise, and more are sure to grace our presence in a most spectacular fashion. So if you're one of those who are worried we won't see a single Kingdom Hearts game next year, fear not, because there is absolutely no way Disney lets the 20th anniversary pass by on an iconic series like Kingdom Hearts without managing to capitalize on it. And with that in mind, I am joined today by my good friend Galnox to discuss what the next entry in the series may look like. Specifically, what Disney worlds we could encounter in the next Kingdom Hearts game. So how are you doing today, Galnox?
I'm doing good today. What about you, Keifi?
I'm not too bad. So in terms of potential Disney movies that we could see as a world in a new Kingdom Hearts game, what are you thinking?
I think that the best one should be Sword in the Stone, because we saw Merlin training Axel and Kairi, but we don't know anything about him and how he got into Kingdom Hearts.
That is true. I mean, most of the characters we've seen in Kingdom Hearts, we've kind of seen like their movie or their backstory, but with Merlin, we haven't quite seen that. And yeah, like you said, he's training Lee and Kairi, so it would totally make sense to flesh out his backstory a bit, because why is he training Keyblade wielders? How did he get this much power? Like, all of that is pretty good to know. So I think the Sword in the Stone is an excellent choice. Mm-hmm. If we had to go to one of mine, it would be an older Disney movie. I like The Emperor's New Groove.
That's not a bad movie. It's pretty good, actually.
I thoroughly enjoy that. I actually wasn't sure you'd seen it. But The Emperor's New Groove, like, just the whole storyline, the whole llama part, the whole pull the lever, that would fit in quite well, I think, with Kingdom Hearts, and it would be an adventure. And that's what Sora, Donald, and Goofy is all about. How about another one? What do you think?
I think The Fox and the Hound would be a good movie.
Oh, The Fox and the Hound. Why do you think that?
Because it's one of my favorite Disney movies, and it would be fun to see another world where Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and maybe some others, would be different kinds of animals.
Yeah, so similar to The Lion King, except it obviously would be different because, Fox and the Hound. But it would be really, because it's such a touching storyline. And honestly, Fox and the Hound is one of my favorite Disney movies. I even have a little stuffed copper that I've carried with me throughout my lifetime since I was like 2 years old. So I would love a Fox and the Hound entry. I think that's a great one. Here is one that has kind of already made an appearance in Kingdom Hearts, but not in a main entry, and that is Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph? I mean, you saw it in Union Cross, but not for much. Like when the player character led the darknesses there. Yeah,
when the player character kind of trapped the darknesses in the Wreck-It Ralph world.
Yeah.
That was an interesting storyline, and it's cool how Ralph and them got to interact with the player character, who eventually became Xehanort, but it would be even cooler to actually see Sora interact with those characters, I think.
I think Sora kind of already interacted because he was a summon in Kingdom Hearts 3, but it would be fun it would be fun if the little girl and Ralph would be
actually, was it called
kinda.
Yeah. That would be cool. Was it actually a summon? What do they call that? Is it, because it's D-Link's in Birth by Sleep, and I'm not sure if it was a summon or if it was a, what's the word I'm looking for? Actually, they might have been just called Link commands, but I'm not actually sure if that means Sora met Ralph or not. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually honestly think that.
Yeah? I mean, because it would be interesting. Like Mushu from Chain of Memories, he was a kind of summon with the cards, and then in Kingdom Hearts 2 with Mulan, Mushu recognized Sora. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so, I mean, you could be right. You could totally be right. It all depends, I guess, on the perspective of Lynx versus Summons. While we're on that, what's your next Disney movie that you think could potentially grace our presence as a world in Kingdom Hearts?
Maybe the world from Brave.
Ooh, Brave. That, honest, I'm going to be honest. I haven't actually seen Brave, but it looks like a really good movie. I need to catch up on that one.
And honestly, I think it's not going to be in Kingdom Hearts 4. The reason why is because I honestly think it's going to be in an Aqua and Kairi story.
Interesting. So you think Aqua and Kairi will be visiting the Disney worlds instead? Because that's another theory that I've had.
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. And I think if they do, we could see a whole bunch of Disney worlds like Princess and the Frog and perhaps maybe even Pocahontas if we're doing Aqua and Kairi stories. There's just so much potential. All right, so what's another Disney world that you think we could potentially get in a new game?
One of the other ones I have is Finding Nemo and Finding Dory.
Ooh, Finding Nemo, yes, and of course Finding Dory. Why specifically those?
Because it would be kind of funny to see Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and possibly Kairi meeting Dory. But
oh, yeah.
Specifically, Sora, Donald, and Goofy meeting Nemo and Dory. It would be funny just to see them as fish, like, swerving around in the sea.
It would definitely be interesting. Sora, I don't think, would be a mermaid this time. He would definitely have to be a fish of some sort.
Yeah.
Another movie I'm looking forward to that I think we could potentially see is The Incredibles. Let's see what Mr. Incredible and Helen, Violet, Dash, Jack, all them. Let's see what they're up to. And I'm not sure if it would necessarily take place during the first Incredibles because they could have it, but they could also just have like a completely new side story that they're working on.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Yeah. Another one that I'm going to throw in there is Atlantis: The Lost Empire because I know a lot of people thoroughly enjoyed that movie. It's a bit on the older side, but if you haven't watched it, give it a watch. On that note, while we're talking Disney movies, is there anything else that you can think of?
Another fun world that is in my mind is Aristocrats.
Yes, another oldie but a goodie. Aristocats would be pretty intriguing, seeing them all as like fancy kitties.
With that bow tie.
Yeah, nice little bow tie on all of them, and yeah.
Like walking through the streets and all of a sudden Heartless pop into the fence. It's like, it would be a really fun world.
Totally.
Funny.
I can see that. And the Keyblade would have to be in the mouth, just like it was in the Pride Lands.
Yeah.
Sweet. What else you got?
Zootopia, actually.
Zootopia. Interesting.
The reason I say that is because it would be funny to see Sora, Donald, and Goofy as different animals. Like Donald, he would either be a duck, a bird, maybe a goat, a snail.
A snail. I like a snail. Yes, that's cool.
And Goofy either as a dog, a wolf, or maybe a cow.
Yeah, I can see that. How about Sora? What do you think Sora would be?
Sora would either, for me, be a fox or a rhino.
Fox or a rhino? Those are good choices. For some reason, I'm getting the impression of Sora as a giraffe. I don't know why. I can just see it. But yeah, Zootopia is good, and actually, the Aristocats is a pretty good idea as well. Well, thank you so much today, Galnox, for joining me on Kayfie's Corner to help discover what potential Disney worlds we could see in the next Kingdom Hearts game.
Well, also, thank you for having me here. I hope to be here next time.
You definitely will, hopefully before the year is done. And with that in mind, I'm curious to know your thoughts on what potential Disney worlds / movies we could see in another Kingdom Hearts game. Just leave a comment in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've liked this or any of my other videos. But most importantly, have yourself a fantastic day.
May your heart be your guiding key.
And remember, happy gaming.